Hello and welcome back to Floral Muse, a new series that I'm working on inspired by all things flowers in art and in gardens. And today I am sharing with you an exhibition called Flowers, Flora in Contemporary Art and Culture that I got to see at the Saatchi Gallery in London last April. Usually when I am in London, I am there to visit family and friends, and I don't really have a dedicated studio space, so I wind up taking lots and lots of photos, especially if I am at an exhibition, a gallery, a museum, or any kind of cultural center that interests me. So today's video is just a little tour of this exhibition, which is just gorgeous, as you can see, filled with floral inspired art, fashion, textiles, installations, you name it. So I hope you enjoyed this little video of this exhibition, and at the end of this little tour of flowers, I am going to take you back to my art studio back home and share how I was inspired to create another mini journal, how I used this particular exhibition as inspiration for some play and experiments. So I went back to the images I took from the exhibition, and I created another one of these small little journals that I've been making. I absolutely love making these, and I found that they're like just really accessible. And what I decided to do was to just do some really quick sketching based off of the images and the art that I saw. So I just picked a few that I liked or that I found interesting, and I did these really quick sketches, and like not anything grand, but just quick sketches. I can remember what artworks they correspond to. I was able to take down some notes around it, and it's just a really nice way for me to reflect on this exhibition and that time, and also to document what was going on. So that is this little journal. And then what I decided to do was to focus on one particular work of art. So these sketches, super fast. I think it took about 15 minutes or so to do all of them, and I kept coming back to this one. So I am going to spend the rest of the time just looking at this one and seeing how I can use it to inspire something in the studio today. So the original work of art was an etching that was hand colored, and I do not do any type of etching, but the only real kind of printmaking I do is monoprinting on jelly prints. So I just thought, I had it in the back of my head for a few weeks that I might be able to just create something using a jelly plate. And the other day I was in the kitchen and I was about to throw out this egg carton, and when I turned it around, I mean, could it be any more perfect? They had these little floral shapes on the back, so I said definitely keeping that. And I wanted to figure out how I could show these like little etched in lines, these like thinner lines. So I just grabbed some yarn that I had stashed away, and that is what I'm going to use to create a jelly print based off of this work of art. Okay, so I did this a few times. I used the black and then this transparent mixing white to pick out the ghost print. And, you know, they're okay. This is not something that I would say is a, you know, finished work or anything, but they're just kind of try-its and experiments, and I satiated that curiosity of, you know, what if I used these materials and a jelly print. And then I zipped this a few times and I added colored pencil, and it's not that I love any of these, but I started to cut them up and then rearrange them. And so I feel like there's some just interesting things happening here, and I'm just gonna keep going and see where this leads. So I started to look through my stash of papers because I was thinking I might want to do it in color, and I thought, oh, maybe I can use some of these jelly printed papers to do the same thing with the black and the white. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll use a contrasting color instead of the black and the white. So I think that is what I'm going to do next. So I just want to play around with just different combinations and possibilities. So going back to this museum trip and looking through those images, just inspired me to play with jelly printing and what I already have. And I'm not really going to do anything with these at the moment. I think I'm just gonna like let them rest and maybe cut some of them up and put them in a journal or something. But I got to play with different color combinations, and who knows what this will inspire next. And you know, oftentimes it takes a few tries before you even like something. So I had done lots of these. I actually don't mind this one so much, and I really like this one. So, you know, this was the last one I did. So it took all of these different tries, you know, playing with collage in order to come up with like one thing that I liked. I really loved this pattern. I like the color combinations. And now I'm just gonna let it rest and see what it prompts later on. So oftentimes these like really simple ideas of just taking a few objects and using a jelly print, which is not very labor intensive or layered or detailed, but these ideas are what can lead to other new ideas and new work in the future. So I encourage you to follow those little threads, those little seeds of thought like I had when I was looking at my sketch and wondering how I could interpret this, and thinking that I could do it with a jelly print.